Welcome, Panther Nation football fans, to another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. I am, of course, Mr. CeeLo, talking all things Carolina Panthers, from the postseason to the Super Bowl to the offseason, to the draft, to OTAs, to the preseason, and the regular season. Let the growlin' begin. Hello, all you Panther fans. I'm glad I could be back on another edition of Growlin' and Prowlin'. And I'm not very happy right now. And I'm pretty sure you guys know why. It has nothing to do with Marquise Haynes' injury. Actually, it does, because this compounds a serious problem, because Brian Burns is not showing up. Well, he's coming to practices, but he's not practicing. And as Shaq Thompson says it starts up there with him. And that other guy would be Derek Brown. But as of right now, it doesn't look like Brian Burns is going to be playing. And I'm not angry at him. A lot of people will say, well, he's under contract for $15 million this year. Go play. I don't blame him. People. Nick Bosa is holding out right now. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, he ain't no Nick Bosa. Well, he's just as important to our defense. And the reason being, people, might not want to hear this, but he is the guy that other teams game plan for, along with Derek Brown. But Derek Brown doesn't scare people nearly as much as Brian Burns. Whether people want to admit it or not, Brian Burns is the best player on our defense. I love Frankie Louvu. I love Jeremy Chinn. But there's no denying Brian Burns is that dude. Now, is he elite? I'm not going to say he's elite, but he's knocking on that door, people. Brian Burns is knocking on that door. His numbers don't overly blow you away, but when you think about the number of hits in 5 years he's had on the quarterback, like 70-something, I'm incorrect. But he's got 38 sacks. He had 12 and a half last year. And this is what's dangerous, guys. He's playing in Coach Evero's system. This system is crazy weird if we can stop the run. That's where our weakness is stopping the run. But if we can get this guy loose, there's no limit to what we can do, because this guy can create turnovers. We've got a shutdown corner in J.C. Horn, which means if other opposing teams want to throw the ball his way, it's going to cause problems. Jeremy Chinn. You can't have a Swiss Army knife unless you have a foundation. Can't just have a guy that's playing. Now, to me, Frankie Louvu and Jeremy Chinn are almost the same player. I'm not saying that they need to get rid of either one, but this guy, Brian Burns, has to be signed. This guy has to be signed. Burns has to be signed. I don't know what anybody has to say, but I'm telling you guys, y'all can say what you want. Shaq Thompson said it. This guy has to get paid. Our defense goes with Brian Burns. I don't know what Scott Fitterer and company plan to do, but they need to get this done. And from what we're hearing, the sides are far apart. Not even close. This is not good. Because I don't know if you guys know, but they had us, they predicted the season. They have us going 10-6-1. Now, you guys remember almost, I think it was 2, maybe 3 months ago, I predicted the season. You guys remember that? And I had us going 11-6. So, your man wasn't far off. But here's the thing, guys. Are you, Fitterer, Tepper, are you guys already trying to put a bad taste in the young players' mouth? Listen, don't sit here and believe that the only guy on the team that you can pay is the quarterback, and that's it. Yeah, Bryce is going to want his money, but here's the reality. By the time you end up having to pay Bryce, if you give Brian Burns that 5-year deal, which he's 25 years old, he'll be 30 by the time that deal is over with. He'll be 30. And then you can decide if you want to part ways with him, but you don't do this right now. You do not. This is a big no-no. This is going to end up being an L for you guys. For us. I did it 3 months ago. I did it and called Carolina the Cinderella. You can't be Cinderella, guys, if you're letting Brian Burns walk. You have to make this move, guys. Get it done, Fitterer. I can't say it enough. Get it done. Figure it out. I think we got 2 years left on McCaffrey and DJ Moore's deal. Figure it out to draw that money out. Figure a way to draw that money out until we get McCaffrey, Moore, and Robbie Chosen's deal off. Get it done. Now, with that being said, I don't know what we're going to look like without Brian Burns. People are going to say, plug in Frankie Louvu. You guys know I love Amari Barno. But he ain't Brian Burns yet. He ain't there yet. But I still say you don't part with Burns, because if you can get Burns, you got Justin Houston for this season, possibly next season. And then maybe by then Barno's going to be ready. He'll be ready to take over. And I feel like he will. Who knows? Maybe this first game would be a help to Barno to get him to that next level. But you don't use it to say, hey, I'm going to trade Barno for a first time. Because here's the thing, guys. Picks aren't a sure thing. When you find a pick that works, stick with it. Stick with it. You don't trade picks. You don't trade your players when you pick them, because it's hard enough to get it right. Burns, we got right. Fitterer, make it happen. Make it happen. I don't care if it's 4 or 5 years for 96. That's fine. We ain't fixing to let him walk, because guess what? You get 4 years, 96. You ain't got to pay Bryce. You ain't got to pay Mingo. You ain't got to pay Barno to the end of that deal if he turns out to be what I think he can be. You got to pay Horn in what, a year? You can get Horn on a smaller deal. But either way, you can go 4 years paying him. Edge rusher is on the same level of quarterback. Except quarterback's a little bit more pricey, but if you get an edge rusher that can get the quarterback, big-time quarterback can't hurt you. If there's a big-time pass rusher breathing down his neck. Let me know what you guys think. Go to the Facebook page. Check out the poll. I'm going to put a poll. I will get back with you guys on the results of that poll at a later date. Thanks for participating. And I will definitely put this poll up as soon as possible. But until the next time, you guys, keep prowling the airways and keep growling out. Keep pounding.